Perfectionism and burnout. Those are the two things that I want to talk about today. I heard a really great sort of definition or like explanation for what causes burnout the other day from a psychologist. He said burnout is what happens when demands exceed resources. So the demands on you, or like what you have to do, or the responsibilities you have to fulfill, or the amount of like load on your shoulders exceeds, or is substantially more than your resources, like your ability to give, like the cup you're pouring from. Essentially, it's like pouring from an empty cup. When those demands on you and that pressure on you is greater than your ability to give, and the resources you have to fulfill those demands, essentially. And that really made me think, because I was like, that's such a simple definition and such a simple way of putting it, but I feel like that's such a accurate and interesting way to think about it. And if you're watching this video, you're a perfectionist. And the connection I made the other day is that perfectionism basically just puts like a massive amplifier on the demands aspect of that equation. So you have two parts of it. You have the resources and you have the demands. And perfectionism just makes the demands so much heavier, because now not only do you have to do everything that you have to do, you're holding yourself to like such a high standard. And honestly, like, let's just be real, a standard which is oftentimes pretty much impossible to meet, because the nature of perfection is that it's somewhat unattainable by us as humans. And certainly if you're like a young dude and you're on this journey and you're trying to improve your life, and you're trying to like pursue what matters to you, and sort of follow your passions and build something and build yourself into somebody, then, oh my god, where was I going with that? I'm gonna leave this part in the video, just for the sake of practicing to like unlearn perfectionism. What was I saying? Right. Certainly if you're a young man and you're on this journey, there's no way, every time I finish that sentence it keeps slipping my mind. Oh yeah, the reality is you're not a finished product. None of us are. No human being is. But you're not a finished product, and you're expecting perfection from yourself when you're expecting yourself to fly when we're literally just learning how to walk. And I'm not saying lower the expectations you have on yourself, or cap your ambition, or like abandon like your dreams or your passions, or the pursuit of, say, like mastery, the pursuit of getting better at something and improving. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying if you're expecting, like, if I expect every single video I make to be like perfect, by my own standards, that's gonna be, first of all, a goalpost that keeps moving back every video I make. And it's also gonna demotivate me from actually making videos, and it's gonna do a whole bunch of damage to that process, because I'm gonna not be fulfilled. I'm not gonna produce as much of the thing that I'm trying to, I'm not gonna practice as much. I'm not gonna provide as much value. I'm not gonna help as many people, because I'm gonna be caught overthinking all the small things, or I'm gonna be, like, if you've been following my channel for a while and I post every like 2 weeks. I'd love that to be once a week at the moment, but just like my schedule is just not, that's just not viable to be consistent. It's been 3 weeks since I've posted, and the reason for that is not a lack of ideas. In fact, I've had more video ideas in the last 3 weeks, particularly like 2 weeks ago when I was like really due to start making them. I had 3 basically fully written scripts which I really liked. So it wasn't from a lack of ideas, But I had these ideas that mattered to me and I really liked, and therefore those expectations and like that perfectionism creeped in, and I didn't even try to record them. Like, I literally did not even once take my phone and try to like go to some location or set something up, or even just record a video like this, just talking about the idea, because it's like the better the idea I have, the higher the expectation and the more the perfectionism comes in. And perfectionism in my mind is just simply a precursor to procrastination. It's a precursor to procrastination and burnout. So, you know, what's also interesting, so I haven't posted in 3 weeks, and that's because I've had all these ideas and I just haven't even wanted to start executing on them because I was worried they weren't going to live up to my expectations or be perfect, right? Which nothing ever can be. And even with this video, I very nearly didn't come record it this morning because I was worried, because I didn't like the way my hair looked. Like, are we fucking serious? Like, that was legitimately something I was worried about, which, first of all, is just embarrassing to even admit, bro. Like, that's the most fucking stupid thing ever. And I'm wearing a hat right now for the same reason, just because I'm like, well, I'll probably be editing this video just like hyper focusing on like the fact that my hair looks like shit. And honestly, who cares? But like, even then it like plays in. It's like one of those small factors that's just a small piece of that sort of delusional obsession with having things like perfect or exactly as you imagine them. And so if we're living like this, and if we're applying this to all these areas of our lives, no shit, we're gonna burn out. Because again, if you're watching this video, you're a young man who's trying to build something. You're trying to grow, you're trying to improve, and if you've got this trait of perfectionism, then every single thing you do is going to be under so much more scrutiny, and you're going to be judging it so much more, and it's going to create more and more pressure and weight on your shoulders, which there's already plenty of that there. And you don't need more of that, but it's just going to keep piling it on. And the solution to this, if I knew, I would have completely solved this problem in my own life. But something that really fucking helps me, and it's the only thing, is just the concept of like letting go, right? It's just simply, well, it's really two things. The first element is just letting go and understanding that it's, how do I explain that well? For example, in the past, I would have paused this video here, or I would have just been like, literally said out loud, you know, like stopped, like kind of like broken character in a sense, because I used to record videos like so like stressed and like trying to maintain like a certain character or whatever. Now I'll just be real, right? But I would have like paused this video and just like said out loud to myself, like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll edit that part out. What I want to say, I would have maybe pulled up my phone, try to write some ideas, and sure, maybe that's good, or maybe that would have led to this aspect of the video being like better. But that's a real demonstration right there of, I just chose in my head, I got that same like temptation to just like do that, to just pause the video and restart that part. But no, it's practicing letting go. I can detach from the outcome of that and be like, that's not the most important thing, is just that I record this video and that it's authentic and that it helps people, right? And so I can let go of that shit that you know, the part of my brain that just wants it to be perfect, and actively the second part of that little like combination, so letting go of it and then being willing to just take action and being willing to almost like force it in a sense. It's a little bit of brute force. And then there's another really interesting idea, which I heard from that same psychologist the other day, which is, on a day where you actually don't have like that much to give, where you're not feeling in a great headspace, where you're not feeling 100% basically, that perfectionism doesn't go away. And so a hard day gets harder because every single thing you do, you're criticizing yourself. You're probably procrastinating like so much because you're not willing to do something that you feel like is not going to be perfect or up to your standards. But the reality is, like, it's got to be done. And if it doesn't get done, all that does is add more stress and more pressure. So this idea that I heard from this psychologist is the idea of just saying to yourself, it's a very simple sentence in your head. If you're having a day where you're not feeling 100%, but you've got something you need to do. He used the personal example of like being a therapist and like having sessions. He said, what he'll say in his head is, I'm just going to be a good therapist today. Not I'm going to be perfect, not I'm going to be like great. Not that I'm going to have like the best sessions and help people and impact people more than I ever have in my career today, or you know, not that level of expectation, but just I'm going to be a good therapist. So I used that this morning. I thought in my head, how can I be like a good content creator, a good leader, you know, someone who's leading a movement well, not perfectly. Like, this video is far from perfect, bro. I'm probably going to be watching this at some point in the future going, fuck, I didn't even really get the point across that I was trying to get. But it's more important that I record this video and upload it and potentially help some people and continue to grow this movement than for this video to be perfect. Like, 80% of the battle with any video I make is just making it. And that last 20% is so important, but it's not everything. So that idea is just, I'm going to be a good, fill in the blank today. So for me and my relationship, for example, like, if I really feel like I don't have a whole lot to give and I'd love to be super present with her and give her like as much like love and affection and care as I, as much as I want that to be the reality every day, some days, and I'm gonna use this going on because this is like going forward, because this is just a new idea that I've learned. I'm just gonna be a good partner today. I'm just gonna be a good leader today. And that's a bar that's achievable, because you kind of inherently know, like, whatever it is, maybe you're a football player, or you're a musician, or you're, a content creator as well, or you have a girlfriend that you want to be a good partner for, or, whatever, a good brother, a good son, whatever it is. If you wake up and you're not feeling 100% and you just know that you're going to get stuck in procrastination and perfectionism and beating yourself up and putting pressure on yourself, you've got to let go. You've got to force the action of just like doing the thing you know you need to do, and you've got to carry the mindset of, I'm just going to be a good today, a good brother today, a good partner today, a good football player today. Not the best, not optimal, not elite, not incredible, just good. Because if you just focus on having good days, there will be days which are exceptional. There will be days where, for me, I make a fucking amazing video, or I have a crazy good idea, and that might be the video that goes on to blow up, right? I've had videos like that in the past, and that was just an exceptional day. But today, because I recorded this is a good day. Not amazing. That sun is like, I was gonna criticize it, but that sun is beautiful. So warm, so nice. So that's the main concept that I wanted to get across. And now I wanted to touch on a little more about burnout, but I feel like maybe I've lost that train of thought a little more. But essentially, perfectionism is a precursor to burnout, because it increases the amount of demands, while I think also subtracting from our resources, because it creates procrastination, which puts us in a bad head frame, like a bad, mental state, mind frame, which takes away from our, the resources we have, like the time, the energy. Getting stuck in procrastination, getting stuck in bad habits, getting stuck in just chasing, dopamine or stimulation or comfort or escape, because you don't want to deal with that pressure, that perfectionism creates. Okay. I also, just to end this video, bro, we're building a brotherhood, and it was a paid community at first, but I've made it free because I just want to focus on building it into like the most incredible space I can, for young men who are on this path, who are thinking on a deeper level, and who want real like brotherhood and support and accountability around them, people who are going to invest in them, and a community that they can invest into. So there's a link in the description to that. Don't join unless you're serious, because there is an expectation in that community of contribution, of engagement, of investment, because there's no point any of us being there if we're not all in. But we do weekly calls. There's 2 calls a week in there. We do accountability challenges as a community. That starts every Monday, and we check on it like next Monday, and then it resets. It's like a weekly thing. It's really awesome, and I can't, if you're gonna join, then I can't wait for you to meet all the boys in there, and yeah, I can't wait to potentially help you out one-on-one with anything you're sort of focused on, or any of your goals or anything, because that's really where I feel like my passion and my purpose in my life is at the moment. And so I just want to invite you into that space and say, bro, the doors are open, but you got to be ready to show up. So yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. I hope there was something, or just like a little principle from this video that stuck with you, and that you can apply in your life that will help you. But yeah, man, take care, have a good one. Hopefully see you in the community. If this video was valuable, or you want to see more of my content, then subscribe. Yeah, have a good one. Peace.